All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Got a brother Dawadah with me, and what we're going to speak on is Corruptible Crown, man, because that's what all of our people that sold out in this world, that's what you got. You got a corruptible crown, and at any moment, Esau can take it from you. All right, prime example is Shannon right now, man. You know, this guy, he so-called stepped down from ESPN, but they was going to fire him anyway. All right, and everybody can see that he's done. Okay, you had Jonathan Majors. Okay, he was on top of the world in all these movies. You know, he was playing Cain the Conqueror. He got into a situation with an Edomite chick too, and he pretty much, you know, he fell from stardom. You know, so in a snap of a finger, man, hey, like Cat Williams said on that video, he even mentioned that, you know, you could be king or conqueror, and then in 2 weekends, you know, pretty much they can reduce you to a regular dude. So that's what happens when you sell out to Esau. All right, you get beside yourself, you get too big-headed, he'll humble you, man. He'll bring you low. And ultimately, it's because you can't escape the curses. We're cursed right now, man. Okay, we ain't supposed to prosper in this world. So you trying to, you know, get around the curses. You trying to live a comfortable life. Hey, eventually something's going to happen, man. Either a woman is going to put you on child support. You going to lose your job. You going to get in some kind of great allegations. You know, something is going to happen, man, to remind you that this ain't your rest. All right. But let's go ahead and start off verse 24.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain.
Yeah, so when you look at a marathon, you know, they all running, okay, but one receiveth the prize, okay? So it's not, you know, how fast you can run, you know, we all running to that finish line. Okay, you got it.
Verse 25, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things.
Yeah, so you look at these athletes, you know, these, even guys like, you know, because Shannon, he played in the NFL, you know, but just the way they move in their daily life, you know, they discipline themselves, man, especially an athlete. You got it.
Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
Yeah, so they do it to obtain an incorruptible, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown. Okay. They, you know, do their exercises, you know, do their diet change, you know, they hire, you know, different physicians and, you know, stuff like that to, you know, pretty much keep their body able to be on that court or to be on that football field. You know, but they're doing all that for a corruptible crown, man. Just look at Mike Tyson. There's a video, I remember Apostle Gabar did a video on it. It's a video of Mike Tyson, you know, showing his belts, and he threw them. He was like, they don't mean shit to me. He was like, when I was younger, they meant everything to me, but they don't mean shit to me, man. Okay? You know, because the curses say, curse shalt thou be when thou comest in, curse shalt thou be when thou goest out. You know, that dude was damn near broke. You know, and the way it's looking for Shannon Sharpe, hey, he might lose everything, all his riches. You know? But it said they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Okay? And the incorruptible crown we're going to receive, we ain't going to have to do no wicked ass shit. You know, we ain't going to have to sell out. We ain't going to have to, you know, participate in a satanic ritual. You know, have a family member mysteriously die. You know, different things these sellouts have to do. You know, they got to make sacrifices and shit like that. You know, even Kanye, his bugged out ass spoke on it. How people be missing in Hollywood and shit. You know. But what we're going to get, we ain't going to have to sell out. And it's going to be way greater than everything that you can get on this side. For one, we going to get a new body, man. Okay, for two, Yahweh Shah is going to make us joint heirs in his kingdom, man. Okay, and it's going to be everlasting. And once again, we're going to have to do no wicked shit. So if you can get Romans 8. You already know what I want, but you can start at verse 16.
All This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Mm-hmm. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
Yeah, so, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua, man, meaning everything that he got, we're going to get. The scriptures say, our vile body shall be made unto like his glorious body, man. So Yahushua, he got a new glorious body. We're going to get that body. Okay, he has immortality. We're going to receive immortality. He's under the second covenant. We're going to be under the second covenant. Okay, he's a God, man. We're going to be gods. And he's going to share his inheritance with us, man. The Heavenly Father gave Yahushua everything, man. All things were given unto him. It says that, I believe it's in John, the 3rd chapter. He loveth the Son and have given all things into his hands. Matter of fact, hold where you at real quick. I'm gonna actually grab that. Okay. Yeah, this is John chapter 3, verse 35. It says, the Father loveth the Son and have given all things into his hand. He gave Yahushua everything, man. Okay, the all creation, the universe has been given to Yahushua. That's why he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. I go and prepare a place for you. Okay, no telling what Yahushua is preparing for his elect, man. Now of course we know we're gonna have to get the earth, back in order. But once it's time for us to, explore, go to these other planets, man. Hey, Yahushua, he already got, portions for his men, man. That he's going to share with his men. So that's what we want. That's what we striving for. We ain't trying to make it in this world, get a corruptible crown.
Yeah. Another example of that is what's going on with Shador Sanders, because the brother had just did a video. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what's happening. They buck breaking them because, it's okay when Esau do it, and they did the example of Archie Manning and Peyton and Eli Manning, and they got Super Bowl rings, but that was like, the father putting his sons on and shit. Now Dion is a Jake, and he's trying to put his quarterback son in the NFL and whatnot, which shows you that all this shit is controlled by Esau anyway. Mm. You're not gonna go nowhere in this society if you're trying to go against the grain when it comes to serving Esau, and that's why we don't fit that mold. That's why we don't, we're not anything in this society because we won't bend the knee to Esau. That's what it's all about. Esau, when you're dealing with this man's society, and unless you bowing down and licking his ass, so to speak, then you're not gonna be able to be wealthy and rich and famous and prosperous in this society, because it's ran by Satan. All right, and it says that in Thessalonians, it says, he who's coming is after the workings of Satan. So Esau is the physical manifestation of Satan on the earth, man. So dealing with that, we seeing all these situations where these Jakes, all right, because we are the salt of the earth. We're the athletes, we're the entertainers and stuff like that. We're a spectacle, all right, but we don't have the power. The power is coming, but right now, like it says in Job 9:14, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? It's Esau. It's clear who this wicked is, man. Yeah. You even got Trump trying to say, "Oh, y'all need to draft him." Man, that's all smoke and mirrors, man. No. All of those NFL owners are Edomites, and they don't like outspoken, nigga that don't know his place, man. Yeah, so you gotta, once you get out of line, that's when Esau gotta put your ass in line, man. They want you to be a perfect slave. They want you to abide by their regulations. And once you step out of that, that's when they show you their true colors, man. Hey, that's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, man. But it did say that we may be also glorified together. So we partake in Yahushua's sufferings, man. Okay? We accepted being hated of this world, which is about to intensify. Yeah, we deal with, hate from, family members, even your loved ones, different people of this world. But, that's a part of us partaking in Yahushua's sufferings, that we may be glorified together. But you got it. Verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Yeah, so what we going through now, you can't compare that to how we gonna live in the kingdom. The type of power Yahweh Shah is gonna give us, man. Because he's gonna give us power over the nations. Okay, we're gonna rule over these heathens, man. Okay, we're gonna tell them what to do. You know, they're gonna build our palaces the way we want, to our design, to our liking. You know, and we're gonna have infinite resources, man. You know, we got no idea what's on these other planets, the type of stones and metals and, you know, that we can use in our palaces, man. You know, we can't even comprehend what we're going to, how the kingdom is going to be. You know, we're going to be able to go to and fro to the spirit world if we want to. You know, we can chill with angels if we want to. You know, we're going to be able to command demons, man. We're going to have true power, man. You know, you get the guy on the job, he get a manager position, he start getting proud, getting big-headed. You know, he get a little bit of power and it go to his head. That ain't power, man. You can still be fired. The position that Yahweh Shah is going to give his elect, hey, Lord willing, with the elect, we ain't going to never lose that position. We going to keep that position for eternity, man. And there's certain perks and benefits that come with being an elite of Israel, being of Yahweh Shah's government. You know, and hey, them rewards going to start on this side. Divine intervention. Being saved from the second death, man. See, all these people that sold out, it don't matter how much money you got. You could be a Jay-Z nigga. You could be a billionaire. You can't buy salvation. You can't buy your way out of the judgment, man. You know? But let's get 1 Corinthians 2:9. Just a quick video, you know. Because, hey, like the scriptures say, lay not treasures upon earth. Where thieves break through and steal, man. Yeah, that's Shannon sharpe.
Yep. It also says no man can serve two masters in that same chapter.
Yeah.
You know, you can't serve the Most High in men.
Yeah.
You know.
And if you storing up treasures here, man, hey, once again, Shannon, hey, you the face right now. All right. And Esau love bringing a nigga low, especially the tribe of Judah, because it's reminding you that he's still in power, man. You know, see, a nigga think he got some kind of power. He can get on a plane. He can you know, get some liquor. He got his own bourbon. Ain't what's that? He got his own bourbon. You know, nigga thought he was up there, man. Yeah. Esau brought your ass low, man. Yep. You know. Yep.
Quickly, bro.
Yeah. Quickly, man. You know.
And of course he was, you know, a wicked nigga. So, you know, the nature of what they were doing was wicked. Yeah. But in itself, what he was doing was not wicked.
Yeah,
younger woman, and they demonizing that as well.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, that's why you need to lead them white girls. Man, fuck you, Eve.
Yeah, right.
Man, fuck you. This ain't your time to come back in.
Hell nah.
You know, trying to use this to get back in. Yeah, ain't nobody looking at you, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know? But hey, where thieves break through and steal. Now, hey, Esau can freeze your accounts. Then when they take your ass to court, what they say, the bitch asking for 50 million? Bro, they gonna get every penny out of this nigga. Because they all work together in that courtroom, man. They're like, yeah, we can get this. That's why they bringing out new other women.
Because it's the same lawyer that got Diddy, bro.
Yeah. So now they bringing up other women popping up out of nowhere with their testimonies. And that's how it always go. You know, they did that with Andrew Tate.
That's a money grab.
You know, they're like, yeah, we about to get him. You know, they got you, man. It's over. Yeah. But you got it, bro.
Yeah. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, but as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which the Most High hath prepared for them that love him.
Yeah, so we haven't seen what the Lord is going to do for a nation he loves, man. What we saw, what he did for King Solomon, that was a low level, but that was still great. King Solomon ate off nut, bro. Everything was gold. They say none was silver, bro. His cup, his spoons, his plates. His throne was pure gold, man. With two golden lions beside it, bro. King Solomon was so rich, was so wise, was so famous and known that all the kings of the earth came to hear his wisdom, man. We know the account about Sheba, how she came and how she pretty much said her spirit was no more in her. When she saw everything, the level King Solomon was on, it was far past what she was told, man. You know? And we know King Solomon, it was Yahushua in the past life. But that was low level compared to what Yahushua is going to receive in his kingdom coming up, man. Okay? We ain't going to never die. We ain't going to never go off. We ain't going to never sin. We ain't going to never think wickedness. We're going to have full knowledge of wickedness, which is going to make us perfect gods, man. Perfect judges. But we ain't going to think wickedness, man. We ain't going to, rebel. We ain't going to sin no more. We ain't going to get blind. We ain't going to get wrinkles. We ain't going to get, our hair ain't going to fall out. Our teeth, everything about us is going to be perfect, man. We ain't going to gain weight. We ain't going to get, Alzheimer's, nothing, man. None of the things that you get on this side. We ain't going to be eating fucking GMO. We ain't going to be breathing in this polluted air. All right, the animals is going to be at peace with us. If you want to, you can fully search out the ocean. Something Esau can't do. We'll be able to go to the bottom with the big ass giant, monsters the Lord got down there, man. They gonna be cool with us. They ain't gonna attack us. We'll be able to speak with them. We're gonna have true peace, man. The scriptures say, none shall make us afraid, man. We're gonna be blessed, man. And that's something that you can't get on this side. Even if you do get the money. Look, all these niggas, they got the same baby mothers. They share the same women. And all the women got the same motives. Wanna trap them, wanna take what they got. We ain't gonna have to worry about that. Every woman we deal with is gonna be a virgin. We gonna be the first one, man. Ain't gonna be no single mothers, man. Ain't gonna be no step kids. All that shit is gonna leave here in Babylon, man. It's gonna be melted here in Babylon, man. All right, but just a quick video. Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect, and Abba Babal.